So, yeah, this is weird, but let's talk about helicopters following you. Okay, so I don't know what it is, but I did a bunch of research. I just wanted to read the blogs, right? So, they say if you feel like you are a targeted individual or you're being stalked, you're isolated to the point where you don't feel valued or welcome, right? Like you don't feel embraced. You don't feel like you were part of something, right? When in fact, that's not the case. I've seen plenty of places where people go from wanting to collaborate to you speaking about something, and all of a sudden 2 or 3 days later they're distant. Like you're not debating, you're not arguing. I'm gonna give you the three things you say. Now, since the pandemic, you can mention the Jabberwocky. You can mention the pop quiz. Everybody know what pop quiz is. You can mention parasites or microscopic anything, and all of a sudden it triggers something in them to the point where they don't fuck with you no more, right? So I noticed that people like you could be all day and there'll be a cluster of red cars around you, right? It'd be a red car to the left, red car to the right, two red cars behind you, one in front of you. And they would just be surrounding you. And it's you can't get away from them. Like you can stop, pull over, wait 30 minutes, take a 30-minute break, okay? Pull over, and you get back on the road and somehow the cluster is back again, right? Some people say that that's some type of trauma or something, like maybe a person in a red car flicked you off one day. Maybe a red car brake checked you and now you have a thing for red cars. Well, what about the white cars? Okay. What about the black cars? Right? But let's get back to these helicopters. There's a thing whenever I'm going out to California. Once I get over the mountain range on I-10, once I get over the mountain range and I'm getting close to Palm Springs, it happens every time I come in. They're like saying, welcome, Sky, welcome back, right? When I'm coming into Palm Springs and I'm by the wind turbines, you know, the big white wind turbines, when I'm on the interstate at that mile marker, at that point in time, LAPD, the black and white helicopter, come beelining down right then and there. There's no crash. They're not looking for anything. They're not hovering over anything. It's like they're saying, bitch, we see you. We see you here. So keep that shit at a minimum, okay? They do this. They do this, okay? So now, let's talk about something else. You could be on the East Coast and you're coming straight into the States, straight into the DMV. The same scenario happened. Now, I'm going to tell you, I had a lot of issues when I was living off Century Boulevard in LA. When I was living off Century Boulevard in LA, every morning the helicopter would show up at my window, at my door, and be lingering. And I'd be like, what's up? What's going on? Like, I would be like, let's say I don't go to work for 2 or 3 days. Well, you know, I was hustling in LA. I wasn't actually working. I was hustling. So let's say I don't go hustle for 2 or 3 days. They get concerned. They get concerned like, you ain't moved your vehicle. Your phone's still in the same spot. So it's like they show up. They show up. And people are breaking it down as, now don't get me wrong, some people can be so isolated to the point, but no, you get to the point where that entity or that parasitic entity in that person starts to, one second. So yeah, you get to the point that entity, or you get to the point, I'm trying to see something. Like, how far? Okay. You get to the point, I'm about to clip these nails. It's just ridiculous. Like, I can't win with these nails. They be growing, but mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. So, back to it. Seems like I'm having a brain fog already. Okay. So, they did a whole thing. I wish I would have sent it to my other phone, but I was actually doing the research on this phone. So, I'm trying to see how many people feel that way or think that way, right? And I understand some people may be isolated to the point, but no, a lot of people are isolated for a reason. There's a reason why these people are mentally in confinement. There's a reason why these people not hanging with multiple groups of people. Like, you can't see, like, when I was young and I knew 3 girls were trouble, but 5 girls in a group clicked up was even more trouble. Cliques were just bad for business when you young. Like, motherfucker, you don't even know a motherfucker. They'll just say, I saw you with my man the other day. You have no clue. This bitch from Phoenix City, Alabama. You from Columbus, Georgia. That's across the water. You don't even know this motherfucker. You don't even hang out in this bitch hood. They knew how to manipulate a situation to brawl, okay? And they still do it to this day. So you have to be careful. Your own wife and husband will pick a fight with you just so y'all can start brawling, for real. Because when they feel some type of way, or they feel like they need some type of energy up off you, they'll do that, okay? So, and then that's parasite solution anyway. Think about it. A person, you minding your business, you smiling, you drinking your wine, you dancing, you eating your food, you having a good time. And then this bitch say some stupid shit. And that ain't nothing but a loose feed, and this motherfucker trying to trigger you. Like, how you gonna get mad at a motherfucker for dancing while they eat their food? How you gonna get mad at a motherfucker for being happy? Like, get the fuck up out of here. Get the fuck up. Loose feed me if you want to. I'm get some entities to loose feed a motherfucker, okay? So back to these helicopters. So helicopters tend to check on specific people. They hover in the air. They stay at a distance. They beeline over you. When I mean beeline over you, they'll beeline over you and shake your whole thing. So what I would do is, I could hear the helicopter coming, especially in Florida. I could, in that mobile home and that manufactured home, I could hear the helicopter coming. So I'll go to the door and wave, and the helicopter will come to the property line, do a circle, and go back the other way. So if they ain't checking on you, why did they do a circle and say, like, hey, and go back the other way? Why not just keep going the way they was going after they do the circle? Because, you know, they'll take time out to wave at you and say, hey, I see you. And no, but they literally be checking on people. Every state line I go over, they meeting me there. And I'm going to tell you something that happened. And the only reason why I'm making this video, because there's somebody out there that need to hear this. They are checking on you. They are monitoring you. It had got so bad. It had got so bad to the point where I thought nobody was in the helicopter. I thought they was driving the helicopters like drone, like AI drone, because every state line I would cross, the helicopter would meet me there. Okay, it's a bridge I went over in New York. It's I forget the name of the bridge. It's off of either 287, 87, or 84. I don't know. I'm trying to get used to it. But it's a cute little flat bridge, but it's very long. It got to be like a mile long bridge. And there was this white helicopter, like it was just waiting for me. And it came across the river to the other side. And I took a picture of it. I don't really care to take pictures, but they move a certain way when they watching you. When they going somewhere, okay, I'll give you another example. You know when people in flight training and you see, like when I go to Oregon, it'd be like 5 helicopters in the air. They all landed and they getting back up, landing and get back up. But I don't need a helicopter to meet me where I sleep every day. See, that's the difference. I could get from work and get in my truck and get to my camper, and there's a helicopter right there. Like, I could be taking too long to do something. Like, let's say I decide I'm going to get a hotel or go somewhere and eat. It's embarrassing. I go to the rooftop, the helicopter got to fly by too. Like, why you flying by? Why you embarrassing me? And they be embarrassing me. They really be embarrassing me. But of course, these people in the room don't know that they're quote unquote coming to visit you. That's what they do. Okay. And then, in Florida, I thought, well, okay, maybe one of them motherfuckers like me. Okay. But this shit is across every state line. And I know it's somebody out here that need to hear this. Okay. I read a vlog. And the person was like, y'all just want to torment me and isolate me even more because you want me to feel like I'm a terrorist, some conspiracy, or I'm a threat to humanity. I'm a threat to the planet. He's sitting up there and explaining all this like, y'all ain't gonna be flipping the script on me. Y'all ain't gonna be using reverse psychology on me. And then I said, damn, why every time I go to LA, the helicopter meet me in Palm Springs? And I be like, as soon as they make their mark, as soon as they make their target, they go about their business. They let you know that they know you there. Why they physically got to do it, I don't know. Like, I feel like now, like, you got Google Map on the phone, you got your location on the phone. Why do you need somebody physically to remind you that you there? That we watch? Why are they treating people like the terrorist or like, or need to know basis type shit, right? So DMV, same way. Like, what list can a person really be on for the helicopter to meet them at the state lines to see where they at? The news helicopter, the black ops, the Eagles. And then don't let them bring 3 choppers at one time. Yep. It's like they got different levels of clearance that have to keep tabs on you. And they may not be keeping tabs on nobody. Remember I told you, my friend warned me, and he said, Sky, they will build a whole city around you. I moved to the north side of Jacksonville. They built a charter school in 6 months. It was open in 6 months. They built a morgue. And they took the liquor store and built entrepreneurship. I guess they gonna fund you. They put an entrepreneurship thing right across the street from my house. They redid all the sidewalks, all the wiring in the ground, and all the plumbing, all the pipes in the neighborhood. They reinforced everything over there. And they put up a 5G cell phone tower cloaked as a Christmas tree, a pine tree. And you mean to tell me they won't build a city around the person? What's the name of that show with Jim Carrey? What's the name of that movie with Jim Carrey? When they had him on set in that place and he thought he was living in a real community. And he said every day at 5 o'clock or every day at this time, this same car drive by. And every day at this time, this same car drive by. So what's the difference with somebody saying, every time I cross a state line, a helicopter show up? I remember my first issue with helicopters. This was sickening. Okay, so Texas do a lot of experiments, right? That's where the aliens decide to, because I speak for aliens, I don't have no credibility now, right? But you letting them damn sushi parasites run rapid in your asshole, okay? But we can't talk about aliens. Okay, now here we go. So this when I first started out trucking, but I was working intrastate in Texas. So they got different divisions out there. They got different air and spacecraft divisions in Texas. High budget, high clearance, high quality. Okay. And then they got the aliens that's running around rapid too. So back in the day, 14, 15 years ago, they was doing the drones. Nobody was paying attention to them like that, but I was. Okay. And they had these celestial little creature thingies that could cloak themselves as a teardrop, a cloud teardrop. And it would come down and move from left to right and stuff like that. And then I would drive on the highway by the desert where not much traffic. And this gold helicopter like threatened me. Like he wanted me to run off the road, but I wasn't. I was like, dude, you're going to die because I'm not getting off the road. So the helicopter came down low, like he was going to run into me. I could see his face and everything. He came down low and he came head on with me. And then when he see I wouldn't run off the road, he lifted back up. Like, of course, because you about to die, bitch. I'm going to survive this. You about to die. It was a gold helicopter. I'll never forget it. It was only one man in the front. But he literally came down so low to me, and then he had to pull back up because he seen I wasn't going to go left or right. I'm on the highway. I'm on the interstate. I'm going 70-some miles per hour. Why would I flinch? Why would I flinch? You're not a brick wall. You know, like, why would I flinch? This truck gonna snatch you out the air. So, after a while, after they seen my intelligence, that's when my kundalini was rising too. That's when I was able to see the 13-mile long ropes in the air. And I'm not talking about, this is, them studying me is what caused them to do chemtrails 10 times, 20 times, 100 times worse than what they were doing. So I was able to see megalithic butterflies. They were clear, opaque, and another frequency. And I was able to see 13-mile long ropes in the air. And I'm not talking about floaters in your eyes. These were ropes moving across like DNA, moving across the sky. Big ass ropes. So what they did was They created the oil spill. This is how they lowered. This is how they lowered the vibration of the planet, so that they could lower the vibration of us. So they created the oil spill, and they double dosed whatever they were spraying in the air. They double dosed us 100 times more. So when this is the good part, okay? I knew nothing about this movie until I explained to a person what I was seeing. So it was these fighter jet type, high quality space style jets. None of this fucking heavy duty shit you see with the military. No. This testing site over here, they were so happy to see me. They were so happy to see me. They wanted to use this technology on me so bad. Okay. So I noticed I had to drive down this highway or interstate where there was really no traffic at least 3-4 times a week. So they studied, they used the hologram airplanes. They used the cloaking airplanes, but then they had these fighter jets with actual humans in them that can cloak themselves. They were red jets with some type of goldish tan markings and white markings on the side, like strips. But they were red, and they had the big bubble window on the front above the person's head. And they showed me right there. I did not have to turn my head. I did not have to look left and look back, and the airplane was gone like those ones that do the chemtrails, right? No. This motherfucker sat here and disappeared right in my eyes and showed back up again. Oh yeah. And I could physically see the human in the airplane, in the jet, and I could physically see them looking at me, like they turned their head to look at me like, oh, she locked in. Now let's show her. Let's show her the new technology. And this was 10 years ago. So these people with this type of technology are probably not even with the government, right? So then you got these lower level government people who put you on this list because you got these other people who got high quality equipment reaching out to you. So what they do is they try to intimidate you and be like, you can't run, you can't hide. We know where you at all times. Like that, right? So I've tried it. Leave your cell phones, leave everything, and just start walking. Go walk a whole day. Don't get in no car. Don't have no cell phone. Don't do nothing and see what happens. It's not the same energy. It's not the same energy. It's none of that. It's been too many times I've got to bridges and that's where they show up. They love showing up at bridges. I don't know what it is. They love showing up at bridges. Now look how the phone keeps zooming in and out. Now what would make that phone want to zoom in and out? It just won't stop zooming in and out. Well, anyway, I just felt like somebody may need help with that one day. You're not crazy. You're not alone. They use tactics to see if you're paying attention. It's no different than a person. Let's say, okay, I'll give you another example. Let's say you work in an office at a cubicle, right? And they have the gridded tile on the ceiling, right? And you could move these tiles, right? You could push them up and you could go in there and fix stuff, wire stuff, check on a pipe, right? Okay. So you at your cubicle, but you notice your cubicle got a black space, like somebody moved your towel, right? Above your head, right? So you find a way to go get the towel back in place. And you look, you observe, you take a picture and everything. No towel is out of place. Every towel is on the grid, right? So then you come back to work Monday and they have moved the towel back the way it was, with the black darkness showing through it, right? So you move it again. So are you wrong for nobody not coming to you saying, stop moving the towel, we want to leave the towel like that? Like, are you wrong for saying, hey, I'm not going to use that bathroom no more, I'm not going to use that shower no more, I'm not going to sit at that desk no more, I'm going to ask to be moved across the room? And look, they move you across the room. And you make sure you take a picture of them towels above your head and nothing wrong. No gaps, no nothing. You've looked at it. But maybe in a week or so, there's 2 towels above your head with black spaces from somebody moving the towel over to the left or right, or spinning it counterclockwise or clockwise. Now there's a big black gap above your head. And you think you tripping? Why would you think you tripping? And you actually can see it. And then you look at that person cubicle, there's no towels open. You look at that person cubicle, there's no towels open. But for some reason, where you move to, your cubicle, like, what are they thinking? Like, the person that's stealing millions of dollars from this industry, that industry, and that industry, ain't nobody got no towel open above their head. But the person that can see, got the vision, got the clairvoyance, got the clairsentience, is a seer. You want to discourage them. That's how it works. And it could get so bad that they will use voice to skull when they feel like you're out of control, like you're not being slow, you're not slowing down. Then they want to use voice to skull. Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, you heard us now, huh? Yeah. Like, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere, super person. That's pretty much what it is. You a fucking super person. TIs are super people. Super people are people with high quality traits, high quality supernatural powers, but they can't activate them if they're always looking over their shoulder or in fear mode or feeling like somebody out to get them. So long as they keep your kidneys and stuff stressed, your powers cannot thrive. Fear mode. Got you always looking over your shoulder. Got you always thinking somebody playing you. And 9 out of 10, they are playing you. I had a girl fly out to visit me, and my driver's license popped up missing. Now this bitch got $300,000 than me, but she still wanted to steal my driver's license. 9 out of 10, it wasn't to get anything in my name, because you can't do that without my last 4. What it was to do was, you know how they say, people look at your race and say, all y'all look alike. Okay. Well, you could look at a bird and say all of them look alike. So each race feel that way about each race. They think you look alike. Like from a distance, you just see one race of people, right? You don't really look at features. They just all look the same, right? Okay, well, I guess this person thought if they get pulled over drunk driving, or they don't want nobody to know they gone out of town, they would buy a flight in my name. They would buy the hotel in my name. Like, maybe they wanted to get a hotel and steal the TV. I don't know. But if they get pulled over drunk, I guess they were supposed to give them my driver's license. Yeah, weird shit like that. So you think you around people that want to be around you? No, they don't. You're isolated for a reason. And then they're going to keep bringing fuck motherfuckers around you that have you question, why are they there? They're going to do it. They bring them around you. They bring a person around. Oh, and don't let them open up your heart space and your heart chakra just to destroy it, just to close it back. See, because if your heart chakra open up, you empower yourself. Your kundalini awakens. It then goes up to your throat and your crown. If your heart open up, your heart chakra. So and that's another thing. When they studied me, when my heart chakra opened up, they put something in the water to neutralize the thymus gland. When they seen that a person's thymus gland was still active, which activates the heart chakra, they then polluted the water 10 times worse. Just like when they seen that I could see the megalithic butterflies in the other dimension and the 3-mile long ropes. If you're seeing 13-mile long ropes, how big do you think these butterflies were? These butterflies were huge. Huge. It's something about Texas and the chakra out there. You can see things that you can't see in other places. You could feel things. You could do things. Mother Nature in Texas is beautiful. Okay? You could thrive in Texas spiritually. That's why they're the most obese people on the planet. In Texas, because they don't want them taking in the frequency and the energy, okay, that it has to provide. Okay, so yeah, whoever out there, if you ever get this message, you're not crazy. Yes, they monitor you. They keep tabs on you. And I always said, why do y'all keep using all this money on resources when you could just pay me and just tell me to text and check in every day? Like, give me them. Like, how much money did it take you to put in that helicopter to stop by and see me at the bridge? How much do you have to pay the flight, people? It happens so much to the point that I said, that got to be AI and a robot driving that helicopter. It can't be nobody driving it. But they proved to me in Florida, in Jacksonville, Florida, when I would wave at them and they would spin around. But see, when they spent around, they wouldn't keep going the direction they were going. They would turn around and go back the other way like, yeah, I be watching you. I be seeing you. But now you done turned into a full-fledged stalker. Okay? Like, they get a kick, they get a rise out of it. And LAPD, no different. Like, I would be out there burning my sage, got my incense going, and they would be so low that you could see the smoke blowing from the helicopter air. Like, they would be shaking my table and shit. Like, why are you here, dude? What do you want? I'm not going out today. Like, I'm not going to Venice Beach today. I'm not going to Hollywood today. What do you want? And why is it that y'all need me to keep walking around with my fucking cell phone? You gotta think about that too. And I'm gonna do one last subject real quick. So, bless her heart, but there's a girl that felt like they attack her through a frequency. And she say she be in pain. So I told her Get rid of your cell phones for a week. I said, go on vacation. I said, go on vacation. Go somewhere in the mountains to a hotel or something, or a cabin, and just do not take your cell phones at all. She won't do it. She doesn't want to study her being without her cell phones. I said, well, you got to deal with the pain then. Just like I told her, let's go get in the ocean water. She didn't want to do that either. It was like she's so used to the pain that if she don't have no pain, she think they done neglected her. That they don't love her no more. Like, she actually done fell in love with the motherfucker sitting at the computer pressing the button, zapping her ass. Imagine that. You fall in love with your oppressor. Imagine the person who oppresses you fall in love with you. I've had times where I'm supposed to go on a so-called date and go hang out, and all hell break loose. Say it again, revereskye. Yes, there has been several times I was supposed to go on a date and meet a guy, and all hell break loose. Yeah. Like, all of a sudden, y'all sending the guy a $15,000 IRS bill. Come on now. Really? Because we was heads over heels for each other. Then y'all canceled the man insurance, and the only insurance he could get was $4,000 fucking dollars, $3,400 to $4,000, and he was only paying $1,400 for 30 years. Yeah, that part. Like, just out the blue. This ain't for the weak. This ain't for the weak. This is not for the weak. When a person meets you and they want to hang around you, if they're not an agent, if they're not working against you, all hell breaks loose. Somebody end up sideswiping their car randomly. Like, they always park their car. They've been parking their car forever. Like, you become janky to them. You become a bad omen to them. So y'all don't get it twisted. There's a reason why super beings have to isolate. Because there's people monitoring. There's people monitoring them, right? Like, why would you pick on these people? Why would you even be jealous that a motherfucker talking to somebody? You don't want their heart chakra to open up. You don't want their kundalini to awaken. You don't want them to have some means of support. How long is the study supposed to last? How long is the study supposed to last? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, you really think isolation? Are you serious? Are you serious? Y'all, they saying that isolation drives certain people to their demise. And if you're not to your demise, they are trying to figure out how to do new types of tactics on you. Y'all dead ass wrong for that. I'm about to end this. Look. Yeah, it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. When you're dealing with a person that got helicopters that meet them at every state and city center line, yeah, it ain't for the weak. It's meant for that person to be by themselves and mind their own business. Go eat you a fancy meal somewhere on a rooftop so the helicopter can fly by and embarrass you, but you're the only one embarrassed because these people are not paying attention to that anyway. And then go get on a yacht or a boat, and then the helicopter show up. But no, they're just running drills and tactics though. They're not looking at you, watching you, or nothing like that. Y'all, let them tell it. Let them tell it, right? Let them motherfucker tell it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it because if y'all really driving people to their demise because they think they crazy or they think y'all should be shaming yourself. And Mama Tia might gonna come get y'all. Mama Tia might gonna come get y'all. Okay? She gonna fuck with y'all. She gonna get y'all. These serpents and these snakes ain't motherfucking playing. Okay? Y'all think they quiet, but they ain't quiet. They just want their little minions to get it together. Okay? But they little minions having problems, but they ain't got problems. Okay? There's a time and a place for everything. And that energy will return. Okay? So if y'all out here causing people to go to their demise because you running all these drills and tactics on them, using them as an experiment, and then posting blogs online saying that they're isolated. Come on now. If you're isolated and you have no one to cope with, how long do you think that would last? But then you got these supernatural motherfuckers that don't give a fuck. Like, give me some popcorn so I can watch, right? Give me some popcorn so I can check on you. Because you're going to be at that screen pressing the motherfucking buttons feeling some type of way. You're going to be in that helicopter driving feeling some type of way. Like, what's so important about this bitch, right? What's so important about this bitch to the point where you're paying me $150,000 a year to check on her? Like, how much is she really worth? Like, how valuable is she really? Y'all might as well pay me. I'll just check in. Y'all don't want to just pay me? You could give me all of their salaries, but I would say with the amount of energy y'all are putting into me, it's worth about at least $20 million. Absolutely. The amount of energy y'all are putting into me, you might as well put me on the fucking payroll. That's the way I see it. You might as well put me on the fucking payroll. You can send all them people home. I'll just check in. That's the way I see it. The fuck? What you paying somebody to check on me for when I could just fucking check in? You might as well just put me on the motherfucking payroll.